Hey guys, it's Michael from Devoted to Vinyl, and in this video, I'm going to be reviewing the SOUNDBOKS Generation 4 speaker, and it's a big boy. Real big. Okay guys, so full transparency here, SOUNDBOKS sent me this speaker to review, but as you know from my last review on the Victrola Respin turntable, I'm going to give you my honest feelings about my experience here, both the good and the bad. So the first thing I appreciated about this speaker was its simplicity. Yes, it's large, and we'll get to that later, but it has a simple and elegant aesthetic, while also having silicone balls on every corner of the speaker to protect it from falls or rough usage when used inside or outside. Of course, the appeal of this speaker is directly tied to its Bluetooth nature. You can move this speaker anywhere inside or outside your home, and as long as the battery has been charged, it's good to go. So let's first talk about the practicality of the speaker, and I think that best lies in talking about its size. The speaker is 25.6 inches tall, 17 inches wide, and 13 inches deep. The SOUNDBOKS Generation 4 speaker, which costs about $1,000, weighs 35 pounds. Thankfully, there are handles on both sides of the speaker. As you can see here, I tested lifting up the speaker multiple times. It's definitely hefty, so it's probably not ideal for a smaller sized person. But overall, I found the speaker to be manageable enough in terms of weight. I wouldn't want to have to carry it around all day from event to event, but for having to just move it around once or twice, it's not too bad. Let's now move on to the speaker's battery, which is pretty interesting. Now this is my first experience with a SOUNDBOKS speaker, so I'm unable to let you know if the Gen 4 version of this speaker battery truly does last longer than its Gen 3 predecessor. However, what I can say is that this Gen 4 speaker will last roughly 40 hours long on a full charge if you're streaming music at about mid-volume. Now, if you're someone that wants to play your speakers at full volume, then this speaker will really only last you about 6 hours on a full charge. Now, spoiler alert here, this is a really loud speaker, so I wouldn't advise cranking it to full volume for ear safety reasons. As far as battery charging goes, I found that it took about 3.5 hours to charge the battery to full strength. There are white LED lights that will light up and blink in a progressive fashion to let you know that the battery is charging. The battery came installed into the side of the Gen 4 speaker. There is a fabric strap that's permanently affixed to the battery itself. To remove the battery in order to charge it, first detach the DC connector and gently grab the strap to pull the battery backwards. After several seconds of applying pressure, the battery will come right out, sort of like a car battery. Now let's talk about connecting your device to the SOUNDBOKS Gen 4 speaker. Now most people will probably use their phone to wirelessly connect to this speaker. I chose to use a tablet, specifically my iPad, instead. Regardless, connecting to this speaker was surprisingly very easy. The first thing you do is hit the power button. You'll see the panel illuminate, including the white volume button lights that surround the volume control knob. You'll also notice a blinking Bluetooth light. This means that your speaker is now ready to pair with your device. So let's now talk about the sound, specifically the clarity of the sound and the loudness of the sound. I can tell you that the clarity of the sound was very impressive. I streamed both MP3s and ALAC files from my music library, and although I'm not the pickiest audiophile, I could definitely appreciate the clearer, punchier, and livelier sound of the ALAC files in particular. Testing this Gen 4 speaker inside of a home, in an effort to see how well it would replace a floor-standing speaker, I found that turning up the volume to about 35 to 40% provided more than enough strong, quality sound to fit a room that was about 25 feet long. Also, taking this speaker outside won't be much of a problem, as you'll easily be able to crank up the volume significantly higher to reach people at much farther distances. So what are the drawbacks to the speaker? Well, the first thing I noticed was the smell. There's a distinct rubbery smell that tends to linger when you're close to the speaker. I chalk that up to the silicone balls on the corners of the speaker itself. I love that they are there for added protection, but if you're sensitive to rubber smells, well, this is something to note. The only other drawback might be the speaker's weight. At 35 pounds, it's fine if you're going to set it up in a room or a set location outside and never move it. But if you're going to be on the move, or you need to walk to multiple locations and bring your speaker with you, you'll probably be taking an Epsom salt bath later that night. A couple other things worth noting here. The speaker is splash proof, so you can feel pretty comfortable taking it to a pool or even a beach setting. Just be smart and safe with it. It does, after all, cost $1,000. Number 2. This speaker comes with a tool to remove the speaker grill. So if you want to pop the grill off, paint it, and then reinstall it, SOUNDBOKS makes this easy for you to do. Number 3. This speaker has a microphone and instrument input. And number 4. You can actually wirelessly connect up to 5 other SOUNDBOKS speakers to this Gen 4 speaker, which is pretty amazing. To do that, you would turn on the speaker, change the setting from solo mode, which is how I tested the speaker, to host mode. Then any future speakers you add or team up will be on join mode. Now finally, who would I say this speaker is for? Well, it's for anyone that's looking for really big sound that still manages to maintain really good sound quality. This speaker is also for anyone that wants a lot of flexibility in their music listening experience. Maybe you don't just have one dedicated room for listening to music. Maybe you love occasionally streaming vinyl records via Bluetooth, or you love listening to Spotify or Apple Music regularly. And lastly, this speaker is for anyone that loves hosting or simply going to large-scale events with lots of people. If you need lots of music to be heard by dozens of people or even hundreds of people at an outside event, like a family reunion, a work function, a pool party, or a local sporting event, then this SOUNDBOKS Generation 4 speaker might be perfect for you. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button down below. Please also subscribe to this channel if you love music and vinyl records. I'll see you in the next video, and always stay devoted to vinyl.